Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to FIDE Grand Prix 2022 Belgrade round number 3. This is your host Sagar Shah welcoming you to another day filled with lot of chess action. We have our very own Vidit Gujrathi on 2 out of 2 leading in Pool C. We have Anish Giri leading in Pool B with 2 out of 2. Harikrishna is on half out of 2. So let me show you what the pools are like, so that you have an idea of what the standings are right now. So this is currently Pool A. Shankland and Andrekin leading with 1.5. Very surprisingly, Grishchuk is on 0. Etienne Bacro is on 1 point. Moving on to Pool B. Pool B, we have Anish Giri leading on 2 points. Nikita Vitiugov had beaten Harikrishna is on 1 point. Hari and Tabatabaei on half a point. If we move to Pool C, Vidit is leading with 2 points. Rapport on 1, Shirov on half, Fedoseev on half. Today it's Harikrishna versus Anish and Vidit versus Rapport. So 2 very important games in Pool C and D. Pool B and C, and going to Pool D, all players are on 1 point. So the most solid group out there is Pool C. Let's get it cracking. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know in the chat, how is everything? Are you guys excited for today? We have 2 new national champions crowned, Arjun Erigesi and Divya Deshmukh. Where is my partner? Oh, yes, Amruta Mokal is joining in. Arjun OP, yes, Ashutosh, true. Arjun OP, also Gukesh and Indian finishing on same score. So that was also commendable. These youngsters, too good. Anish has sacrificed the queen, they say. Let's start with which game, Amruta? Vidit's game, yes, or Anish versus Hari?
Oh, whichever. That's your choice then.
Okay. Let's have first Vidit Gujrathi's game, because not much has happened, only 15 moves. That too, it seems like a lot of it was theory there. So let me just pull that up and we will get cracking. Okay, so Vidit, this time playing with the black pieces, he had 2 white pieces in rounds 1 and 2. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight to c3,
Nimzo, maybe?
And this is called the Nimzo Indian defense, guys.
Very solid, very solid. This is the opening which Samay keeps losing again and again with me. So it's easier to remember.
E3, this is known as the Rubinstein system. You close your bishop, but you want to later on play e4 and then get it out. Castles, bishop d3,
D5.
Yes, Vidit went for the super solid d5, cd, ed, a3,
Bishop D6.
and now generally you don't want to, you can give up your bishop as well, but because there will be no doubled pawns anymore, so bishop is dropped back to d6, queen c2,
C6.
and now I have a question to everyone in the chat. If I play rook e8 here, it is not a good move. What is the reason for that? Can you tell me why is this not a good move in the position?
Even I don't know this.
You don't know this?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Amruta, that's not tough.
Yeah, I can guess it. I mean, I can find it, but I didn't know it.
Yes, we have in the chat, guys, very strong, Amruta.
Yeah, everyone's super strong.
And the move that has been
suggested is knight b5.
Absolutely right. And knight b5 is
because
a
you
very...
cannot save your bishop here because of c7 pawn.
Yeah, if you drop it back, then c7 hangs. So you have to give up your key bishop here, which you don't want to.
Yeah.
So this is the right move, and the right move has been given by
Rekha Natekar, Priyanka Maheshwari, Divyansh, Rao Sahib, Suryavanshi, Sachin Vatamwar, Fun Live, Dr. Anand Tendulkar, Rakshit Mittal, Purnendu Das, and Arun Swami.
okay. So Queen C2,
C6, naturally.
C6.
Knight G2.
But
Knight F3.
Vidit played his pawn to A6. He didn't play C6.
He wants to go C5 maybe in the future.
Or maybe he wants to go B6, C5 like that, yeah, slowly.
That is also possible.
So knight E2 was played. You can play even knight F3. That doesn't seem bad. But here knight E2 more flexible. You can go to G3, F4, F3, E4 can be on cards and so on. Rook E8, short castles.
But somehow that H2 already seems a little weak.
Yes, and you know, Amruta, in such positions,
Was
even
there
he
a
played.
Greek gift? 1 second.
We can think of it.
Bishop H2 ko because the knight is on E2. King H2, knight G4 check. King G1 gaya to I think it should be over after Queen H4.
Yes, this is game over because there is no way to prevent this. If you
Yeah.
move the rook away, you lose the F2 pawn. So you have to come King G3.
Yeah, and now Queen G5 here.
This might look scary, but actually it's not, because after F4, yeah, you are quite fine.
Queen
Yeah.
H5, not yet. I'll give up. Just, I mean, I know we'll not go deep right now, but Queen H5 ko kya karoge? Saving.
Yeah, and a check here.
King G4.
King F3.
Sorry, King.
Yeah, this is defended, and I think you are running out of. But it's a very interesting sacrifice, guys. This is known as the Greek gift sacrifice, and should always be looked at if the knight is not on F3.
Right.
So B6 was played by Vidit. He wants to put his bishop on B7. Knight goes to D7. Then the other knight comes to E4. So B4, knight BD7, knight to F4, attacking the D5 pawn. Bishop B7 was played. Now, many of the people would think that taking here is a good idea, because then you spoil his structure. But on the other hand, you lose your key bishop.
Correct.
And really, you don't want to give it up.
Matlab, once for A3 you decided to go back, it was important to keep it.
Yes.
Nahi to at that time only you had to give.
So bishop B7, rook B1. I think the idea is to go A4 and B5 so that the B4 pawn is defended. Vidit goes knight F8. And someone had said this is very similar to Vidit's game against Aronian, and I think so. Yeah, it's quite similar. F3. So you can see how Richard Rapport is trying to mix things up.
Because now after knight F8 the threat was he defends H7 and this other knight wanted to go to E4. So he went F3.
Possibly. Yes. F3. And now knight G6. Again, a solid move. Now the knight drops back. And you know, Amruta, you can even expect Rapport to start pushing his pawns G4, G5.
But I'm going to take the break on C5 at the right time.
Yes, for sure.
You may not.
If I expand a bit too much, you might go C5 at the right time. So Queen E7.
Yeah, I like that he defends the B7 bishop because all the time after C5, BC5 would be a problem.
Yeah, now this is defended here, but he goes knight G3 with the idea of coming to F5.
Stop that.
With bishop C8.
No, knight H4. Because the knight can't be kicked away.
Yeah, knight H4, but then maybe what Vidit didn't like is already E4 in the position. And white is getting like E5 is coming in. And this might not
Yeah,
be
because
so-
after bishop G3, you don't win the E4 pawn because your knight is now attacked. But though I will consider a move like knight G2 and then knight E4 and all of that in the real game.
Yes, but Amruta, the thing is that even if you exchange everything, in the end, the queens are also getting traded.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go into such an endgame where it's lost. So yes, knight H4 was actually possible, but Vidit went queen D7. And this might not be the best move here already. He goes knight to F5. And I get a feeling, Amruta, that white is already starting to put a bit of pressure on Vidit. The bishop is attacked. You can drop your bishop back to F8.
You will, right? Because
Yeah, मतलब ये
do
bishop
you
को,
have any other better move here?
this bishop is like that friendship or relationship which you have been trying to preserve for so many months
On
and
off,
years.
on off, on off.
No, no, it's on only. You're
Acha.
trying to preserve it, so now you can't let it go. So let's go here. And now, guys, what do you think that white can play here? Actually, it's a very standard idea, and you might get a little surprised here that that move is also possible, but it's a very standard move. What should white play? Dr. Anand Tendulkar says, what about
That's
queen
not
bishop c8 instead of queen d7? And we look at that, and I think that could have been a better idea.
There's e4 and knight g3. Two moves as suggestions.
You know,
I can tell you one more move, Sagar, from my side.
Yeah.
G4.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
one second.
Nishantas.
E4 I do not like, because after take, now this knight is the only one defending the d4 pawn.
Correct.
So if I can somehow kick it out, which is knight e7, now it will
If
get
you
traded.
take, then there is a
No, it will be a check, but I'll take rook e7, and now I'm attacking this pawn. So
Bishop e3.
yes, but knight g4.
Too weak. The central pawns are too weak.
Yeah. So that's the reason why e4 might be a little too soon, guys. Let's have a look at what are the answers. E4, and yes, we have one of the moves that Amruta also mentioned, g4 in the position. This is a very, very typical move. It might look like you are weakening, but white says my center is strong. See, always think about it in terms of how do we say it, like let's take the example of football. Yeah, in football, let's say in a chessboard the center is this part, let's assume. Then in a football ground, the center is the center of the ground. If you have good midfielders, it's very easy to attack. Same way, on a chessboard, if you have a strong center, if you have a stable center, it's easy to play on the flanks. But if black can easily go, let's say c5 here, which is a very logical move, Amrita, because
when the flank attack starts, you break the center.
Right. So this is, you have to do that. And maybe here, if white doesn't have anything, like he's not able to keep it, say if you take just as an example, then here you have some pressure already.
Yeah.
But
though I don't know why the bar is saying something, but logically this should be okay for black.
yeah, because
right?
it has knight a4 attacking here,
Tactically.
and then you move, then knight b6, and you are losing
so
some.
This is very precise right now. Okay.
So that's the reason why here already g4, Amruta, is a very nice move. And let's have a look at the people who have said g4.
यहाँ पे चेहरे दिख रहे हैं क्या तुमको?
No, names of the people.
निशांत, ऋषभ, जुजर सिंह, जस्ट गुड बॉय, प्रणय कुमार, अनुकूल जैन, नो नेम, दक्ष मेहता, निब्नलेंस, यश कांडू. 17 people said g4. But g4 abhi tha. Correct. So c5 abhi immediately tactically it's not the best way. But what did white play? Did he play or he's thinking?
No, white is thinking here.
So
and this game is going to go in some intense time pressure, Amruta, because 36 minutes for each side and 23 moves to make. So 17 moves only have been completed.
Got it.
Let's go to the next game. And by the way, just to check on our ChessBase 16 board as to how much of this was theory.
Or that we can do later, no? First we check Giri.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
It'll take only 1 minute.
Yes. 1 minute mein you will get to know the theory, guys, already.
So this one actually, ED5 has been played in 1800 games, A3 already in just 57 games, and they are following the game of Aronian Vidit. It also went this way. So Rapport clearly trying to emulate Aronian's strategy against Vidit, and Vidit had played c6 in that game. But now Aronian had gone c6, so Vidit went a6 here. I mean, against Aronian, he had played c6, he went a6. So this is how, guys, top players are always trying to improve upon their own games. And even though c6 might not be a bad move, the point is that opponent would have been well prepared for it. So when you play a6, now Rapport has to think on his own on the board. So that's the reason why this is what has, and I think it's a non-theoretical battle mainly.
Nice.
Okay.
No, the game is surely very interesting.
Yeah, I think there might be more fireworks coming our way.
Oh, but so much has happened in Hari versus Anish already.
Man, look at this position.
Oh, Hari is winning or no? No.
Well, the thing is, Hari is materially up.
But he has 2 less pawns.
So let's say rook for a rook, queen for a bishop and rook.
No, and
a pawn here.
Not this A5
Extra pawn. So that is 9 versus 9. And also, Amruta, the thing is that black really does not have any weaknesses, because you can just play bishop here, then you can play h6, king h8, and if black gets all of that, then black should be fine, right?
No, I'm to saying even if black loses A5 pawn, just for example, would he be still okay?
I think so.
So what is the preparation? What happened?
Let's look at the game. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, it was the Rui Lopez, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castles, knight e4, open Spanish,
D4,
d4, b5, bishop b3, d5, takes, and now the d5 pawn is hanging, so bishop e6 as always. And now we know that knight d2 is possible, c3 is also possible. He goes knight d2.
This all looks standard. Look at the time, 1 hour 33.
Yes, this is all standard. c3, bishop e7, you drop your bishop back, d4. And things are getting very intense here, but this is
still preparation.
yeah, this is all very well known theory. Knight b3, d3, bishop b1.
Who outplays in the opening, like as preparation is an important.
This is all prep. A b3. We have seen this happening numerous times, and it would be nice, Amruta, in this game to get our ChessBase board and to see how much of this is theory, how much of this has been played before, because there are so many games that have been played. But let's first look at the first real thing. Bishop f5, again quickly played by Anish. Bishop e3. This is the first move where Hari takes 4 minutes, but I can't believe that Harikrishna is not prepared. He's just thinking.
Yes, refreshing.
Castles, bishop d4, queen d5.
Anish is still prepared. Rook e1.
Now one question to everyone here is that after bishop d3, why doesn't white take this pawn? Just so that you can tell me. No need for the move, but what is the reason?
Why is that written?
Well, it was some word.
Nikita.
Yeah.
I thought somebody wrote in the comment, why is Nikita?
Yeah, that's why I saw.
But I couldn't see Nikita first. Then when you moved, I could. But why is that red dot over there?
No, that they cannot see. That is on ROBS. So, no, it cannot be taken anytime. It's because the reason is that after take, then this pawn is hanging. And white, although is fine here, he doesn't have an advantage. So that's the reason why white doesn't liquidate so soon. He wants to still fight for an advantage. And guys, always remember that when these theoretical battles happen on the board, white is the one trying to seek for some improvement,
Correct.
something that he can do, which will put into question black strategy. Black is usually happy with equality.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get the d3 pawn without losing b3, he is going to be a pawn up, right? So why
Yes.
So rook e1, b4.
B4, bishop d3,
Now
bishop d3,
pretty
queen
much
d3. And I think you can see Anish's time still 136. Hari's time is now 117. Goes b takes c3, b
But
takes
he
c3.
is going to lose the b3 now.
And he takes on b3. I'm just waiting till what point Anish is blitzing. e6 by Hari. 15 minutes of thought. Anish still blitzing.
Okay, that is still preparation. Wow.
Queen e2. And now I think first think
A6
maybe,
is-
no?
One
Yeah.
question to you, Sagar. Instead of queen e2, why not rook a6?
Here.
Oops.
Let's ask our chat. Guys, why not rook a6? Amruta has asked such a good question. Please try to refute her move here.
Anshul Nanwani, Abhigyan Sinha, Mamba, Aman Singh, Surindra, Alok Raj, Shobit Joshi, Arnav Kadam,
Very good, guys.
Sagnigde Chaudhary.
They were so quick to see the tactic, Amruta.
Yeah.
Knight b4, although there is a pawn here, but it is pinned, so you cannot take, and then you lose this. Well done, all of you who found this move. Fantastic. You all are improving. So that's why here the move that was
He played queen e2.
was queen e2. And now, Amruta,
Threat is rook a6.
he thought for 24 minutes and played a5.
Ah.
And let's have a look at our ChessBase 16 board here. And there we have the game of yeah. So this position here, knight d2 has 7,000 games, 5,000 to 3,000. d4 also has 1394 games, 864 games, 820, 675 games, 672 games, bishop e2 336, bishop e3, bd4 187. So Amruta, this is all well known. And now rook e1. We had Nepo versus Sindarov actually. b4.
Oh, was it in
Oh, look
100?
at this, Amruta.
What?
b4 is a new idea by Anish, because 181 games have gone d2.
No, there is one game which is played in.
Yes, only one game. But
So it's not a new idea, na?
so what Anish does generally is that he looks at correspondence games. And this, guys, if you see here, this is by email. Wherever it's written email,
So actually, it is new in classical format.
it's a novelty in over the board play, but not in correspondence chess.
Correct.
So take on d3, take on d3, queen d3, b takes c3, b takes c3, queen b3. And now in that game, rook e b1 had happened, but Hari went for e6 after some good thought here.
And e6 is the first move which comes to the mind. I mean, I was going to ask you about it. So Anish, that's why I was prepared.
Could be, but I mean,
He
how
played
does
e6.
e6 come to mind first? Because it's a pawn sacrifice.
Yeah, but then you have the rook on even. Otherwise, earlier itself when you were playing bishop d3, in that variation, this idea of e6 and trying to create some imbalance in the position did not exist, right? But now with the rook on e1, it's pretty natural. Also, if you look at this idea, e6, fe6, this is weak. There is a queen which is protecting, but there are going to be tempos here. Somehow the knight also is going to have square. g7 is weak. Everything seems loose. So Anish is prepared. He has to play he has to play accurately, I would say. Queen
True.
E2.
And now Anish thought that this pawn is anyway weak. So if he takes, I'll trade the queens. I
Correct.
don't want to lose another pawn here.
So A5.
So he went A5, C4.
Yeah. So now E6 is hanging.
And now, Amruta, what a move by Anish Giri here. Actually, he thought for some time.
Is it E5?
And he came up with an unbelievable move. Agni Tank says, what is correspondence chess? Correspondence chess is basically chess where you write a move, like online, it is played, and then the opponent responds back after some time. It's not immediate, and you can even use engines there. So these are high quality games.
Isn't simply Rook F3 happening?
Yes, Rook F3 is the correct move, Amruta, but he had prepared Queen E6 here.
King H8.
And after you go King H8, then you are in trouble because of Queen takes C6 attacking here and here.
1 second. Still no. Rook F3 ka Rook goes to F8. Then you have Rook takes C7. Oh, there are 3 attacks.
Yes. So this is lost. But you can go Rook F7 for sure. And after Queen takes C6, you can save your Rook. So now this Rook defends this and Black is fine here. So this could have been played Rook F3 as you rightly pointed out. But Anish actually sacrificed his Queen.
Wow.
And he thought he didn't think even, Amruta. He played it instantly with 30 seconds. And after take, okay, if you take by the way here, then he would go back Queen F7 and Black is doing fine. You can take on C6, but after Bishop B4 position is equal.
Correct.
So he
Very
took
interesting.
back Knight D4.
How much did Hari think for Queen F3? Like, was it a shocker for him?
Yeah.
54 minutes.
He thought for 12 minutes. Queen E4, he took King H1, he took Rook Queen takes, Rook F7,
Rook E1.
Rook E1, Rook F8, Rook D1, King H8, Rook D7, Rook here.
Oh, Rook F2 he played.
Yeah.
Perpetual, is it?
Oh, it's amazing. It actually reminds me my game against Peter Arnardov. I'll show that game later, guys. Please do remind me. So here, check. Here, check. Here, check. And I think they will draw the game. But if you get a little bit courageous and even go up, then I can give a check. King here. Let's say H4. Check. King here. And now
Rook F5.
you want to maybe go G6, but then after...
No, the king will run away.
Yeah.
There's
and
no
after
mate.
Rook H2, there is King here.
Rook F5, King
Rook
G4,
F5, King G4,
Rook G2, and don't go King,
King
H4.
H3. Right. So white wins
मतलब
there.
courage का फालूदा.
But now check.
Hmm.
And the point is that you will have to move your king, because if you come with your queen in between, then G6, and now here, then Rook H2 is game over. And if King H4, still I can take here and then take here.
Oh,
So
nice draw. It's going
here
to be.
it's a clear draw with check, king back, check, and they can draw the game. So that is the reason why this game is going to end in draw between Anish and Harikrishna. No, not a game without excitement, but
Yeah.
also, Amrita, the thing is that it was a lot of preparation.
Correct. Theorist. Vedrav asks her, what are flank pawns? Please tell.
Yeah, so I'll explain it in Vidit's game. These two are flank pawns. These two are also flank pawns, and
These are central.
central pawns. Main center are E and D, and you can say that little extended center is C and F.
So flank matlab kind of side pawns.
So instead of Amrita here, after Queen D7,
G4.
Knight F5, Bishop F8, we were looking at G4, but Richard played King H1, which is quite a useful move to make, just
Okay.
tucking
Yeah.
the king away.
H5 no.
Knight E7, trying to exchange the knights, and White says I have more space, so I will avoid the trade, and he goes back to G3.
Oh, are we going to look for a draw? Knight g6, knight f5?
No, I don't think.
No, because if black goes knight g6, maybe white has better ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, what about h5 right now?
For white? For black?
Oh, he played another move.
He played rook a d8. And Amruta,
What is the point of rook a d8? Because d4 पे pressure डाल रहा है वो, which is not needed.
no, he's just brought his rook into the game. I mean, yeah,
But
he's
rook
just stopping
on c8 he
e4.
can't bring because afterwards bishop f5 will always be kind of a threat, ना? इसके लिए he doesn't want to get tied down.
Yes.
But why not h5?
Yeah, possible. I mean, h5. You can also do like this. Let's say
Or is it
h5.
weakening?
I play h3 so that if h4, h3 doesn't come. So now if you play h4,
knight f5.
I can go knight g2.
Oh.
And next I'm threatening
Knight
to
h.
go e4 at the right time.
Okay.
So h5 does have its drawbacks, Amruta, because then the knight can no longer come to g6 without losing a pawn.
True.
By the way, there was one point which Anand Tendulkar had said, right, in the chat,
yeah.
that here knight g3,
Bishop
instead
c8.
of going queen d7, could we not play bishop c8 stopping knight f5? It was possible.
But then why to go b6, bishop b7? And then you don't go for that plan, no?
Yeah, but I mean, things keep changing. Life is like that. Sometimes you have a plan that you want to go one way, but then you need to change at the right time. And maybe the bishop will find home on this square.
Correct. So are you saying actually like b6 and bishop b7 has not been a very fruitful idea? Because your bishop is not required, but it does stop e4 at some point. So we have a member 4th month, Darin N. Welcome to the backer of Indian chess, Darin. Thank you so much
Darin,
for becoming a member.
And guys, we have already found our player to whom we are supporting for the month of December fund. We supported Shreya Hiparagi in November. For December, I've already prepared the article I'll be publishing tomorrow. And that is the young boy from Chennai. His name is Dakshin Arun. And we are going to support him thanks to all of your support. So every month the membership money is used for very carefully. It takes me good amount of time to do the back research and make sure that the money is going in good place, but you can be sure that it will be utilized for their chess. So rook a d8, and Amruta, what I was trying to make a point is that Vidit does struggle a little bit with these structures. That is what I feel. And that is what we have seen against Aronian as well in the previous first round of the FIDE Grand Prix of the Berlin leg. He's making some moves and opponent gets a better position.
Is it because, okay, Rapport is a very aggressive player or creative also, so he is expecting that he would attack. Where we have seen Vidit against the people who are attacking, many times is able to take advantage of the weaknesses which are created. Here in this case, Rapport is playing very solidly and not going for attack. So that is maybe something which he is not expecting.
Sure. But also, I mean, Vidit has to find something active to do. And after bishop d2, I guess that would be played. White is going to go rook e1, maybe look for e4 at the right time. So, and also go knight c2, knight f4. White's play is quite simple and easy, but not black's.
No, for black, he has to either somehow get h5, h4, h3. He has to either get c5, something, or be very well prepared for e4 by putting pressure on d4. So, kaise? What do you do now? Rook a d8 he has played. Is he thinking Rapport?
Yeah, Richard Rapport is thinking right now.
They have 27 minutes. Oh, he plays knight c2.
Which is fine, yeah, which is a good move. So, and as discussed, he's trying to bring his knight to f4.
I would ask, actually, in one time still, can we check rook c8 move?
Rook c8.
when he played rook d8. Just so that to understand what would be the consideration for white.
Yeah,
Why would Vidit
suppose I
reject?
go here again.
So you have stopped my c5 already, no?
Yeah.
And I can't move my knight from e7 trying to get the support of bishop on f8 because there is a f5 problem.
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
So I'm not giving a direct
if you don't
threat.
get c5, then
Yeah.
the rook might not be well
So
placed.
why not a5? Then you get b5, is it?
Yeah, b5 square is weakened somehow.
No, you will have to play forced b5 maybe,
Yeah.
which is fine. You are happy to do that.
c7 could become
So the
weaker.
only idea I see for dynamic play is h5.
Yeah.
Even if it is not the best, but it's still doing something active.
So in the game, knight ce2 is played, and I think Amruta, he might go h5 here because what else, right? As you rightly pointed out, c5 is not coming.
Other thing is g6. If I go g6.
But then it takes away the square. Okay, possible.
Yeah, give up. I mean, you change your course in your life.
Yes, but
You're playing chess.
sometimes
you started ChessBase India.
Yes, but sometimes you take a wrong course in life, and then you are in trouble. White to play. Find the winning move for white, guys.
Winning move.
Yes. That was also the threat of knight e2, Amruta. That is.
Oh my god.
Yes, that is correct, guys. Many of you have found here this move. Look at this, Amruta. E4 is absolutely
How is
right.
it winning?
No, the main point is now d4 is defended. E4 is also defended. So I got this central move. I'm getting e5, f4, f5. So you basically misplayed it.
Correct. One move से कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. You're right. मतलब it's such a dangerous position for black. Oh
No,
my god.
if you play g6. And by
No,
the way,
even if you don't play g6, you have to find a better, very good move. Arnav, Azagu sisters, Mamba, Arpan Mitra, Chirabatta Das, Darsha Tripathi, Dr. Anand Tendulkar, Rohit Chaudhary, Sumit Puri, Prayash Koirala.
so the main point is, Amruta, that after you go knight c e2, you are threatening e4 because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 supporters on e4, and you have defended your main pawn, that is b4. So the only way
Queen
for
c8.
black now to fight. Okay, if you go queen c8, why can't I still go e4? You haven't stopped e4.
No, I haven't stopped e4. You're saying there is only way to stop e4, is it?
Yes, that's the only way now. This is the live position, guys. This one on your screen is the live position. Vidit has just Rapport has just played knight ce2, and Vidit is thinking. Rapport has 27 minutes. Vidit has 23 minutes. We have 20 more moves to make until we reach move 40. And the move here is h5, Amruta.
So basically, if you go e4, that is the typical idea.
If you go
kick
e4,
h4. Not
then-
immediately or for, yeah.
I was thinking h4,
Yes.
but there might be e5.
So first you take h4. Anyway, there is
So
e5,
here,
no?
e5. No, there's a difference. So what you do
If
is
I take your
you
e4, still I
take,
can take.
And now I play h4 because
Still e5.
if you play e5, I have knight d5. No, that is the difference because
knight
I
G-
took.
No, knight g4 maybe. Because there is no pawn on f3 now.
Yeah, possible.
Anything is possible, basically.
I'm not sure if knight d5 looks great, but
Oh.
maybe knight e4 is possible here. But with knight g4, then knight e4 falls short because of a very good
H3.
move here. Black to play, guys. What do you do? Yeah, h3 is also good, but something stronger.
By the way, Sagar Shashank asks, do you have a website for your foundation?
No, but we are building one. We are building up a web page. Right now, we do not have a place for centralized info, although everything is in form of articles on ChessBase India. Anda Burger says h5 looks difficult to spot in this position. It's a typical move. And I think when you don't have any other choice, Vidit will play it. E4 is coming, no? That's
H5
why.
is a very typical move. So that move he will know. Only thing about it is the timing. When do you want to play it?
Yeah.
Because in such an opening, you try to calculate it at every juncture.
And by the way, the move that has been suggested is knight e5.
Bapre, but look at the first few moves, Sagar. They are like super race.
Yeah, it's so nice to see
Ferrari type ही लग रहा है पूरा.
that everyone is coming up with new
किसी के पास
answers.
Ferrari है ही नहीं, सबके पास मारुति.
ऐसे क्यों बोल रही हो?
सवार नहीं तो Ferrari आगे जाती है.
बट किसी के पास रहेगी फेरारी. ChessBase India सब लोग क्या
नहीं,
ऐसे?
नहीं, किसी के पास Ferrari.
Guys, anyone has Ferrari? Okay, knight
They will
e5.
have the small Ferrari.
Queen d3, and now black is better here. So that's why knight e5 is the correct move, and that was given by Narendra Pandey, Anand Tendulkar.
Soli, Prashant Tiwari, Shreyash Gokhale, Sumit Puri, Ashutosh, Viplav Verma, Parth Dhanwani and Arpan Mitra. राजा हैज फरारी ऐसा रॉसिकी बोल रहा है. इज इट ट्रू?
He should have. Ferrari का wallpaper.
डीजे टॉक्स बोल रहे हैं फरारी.
सबके याद आ गया. So
फरारी परफ्यूम है प्रतीक देसाई.
h5 looks like a move that Vidit has to play, Amruta. If he doesn't play h5, then
Okay, suppose you would be playing apart from h5, what else you will just consider? Anything like
anything
knight
that stops
g6?
e4.
Knight g6, would it help in anything?
It doesn't stop, no? E4
I know.
or does it stop? One,
No other move stops e4. But will you consider anything?
Yeah, this doesn't look appetizing for sure. So Vidit under some pressure, and he has been finding it difficult to face these d4 lines with slow maneuvering play. He struggled against Aronian and lost from a slightly inferior position. Today he has to tread carefully because when you want to reach the semi-finals, you can't afford to take even a single loss in these tournaments. You have to play carefully.
Writer's mind says Ferrari का किचन है मारुति 800 के लिए. Shashank asks, okay, I was wondering if there are specific programs you do as part of your foundation activity that we can look at and
Sure, once I do something. I was just building one web page, like not a website we are working on, but until then, just a page where you get all the programs. I have done till 5 years, till the last year. If you look at the work done by ChessBase India Foundation, if you just type on Google, you will find for until 2021. But for the last year that we have done, I was adding it to that article. So Amruta, let's have a look at one in.
I'll read it. Piyush Mishra has suggested, Sagar sir, please buy Ferrari for Amruta ma'am and go for a long drive.
Yeah.
Only thing is in Mumbai, Ferrari चलाने है तो every 50 meters पे ब्रेक मारना पड़ेगा.
Also, we were in Dubai, and there is this legitimate business where they give out such fancy cars per hour. And when I went there to talk, being I was like journalistic mode, I went there and started asking them ki kya hai, what's the rate and all. What was it like, Amruta? Some 300 euros per hour or something, $300 per hour.
Yeah, maybe even more. But Hrithik Roshan तभी आके he had his shooting, so they had taken the car, and Sagar was almost going to rent it, almost.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's why I said almost.
Rakshit gives a funny variation, h5, knight f4. Okay. h4, e4. It's an interesting move. hg3. But I can first take on e4 as well. Because if you take fe, then I take here. Now after e5, my knight has d5 square. And if you take with the knight, then already your center
Yeah,
is
then
not
you
so strong.
don't. Then e4 doesn't make sense because already
Yeah.
d4 is weak and it's
This
just
is a very comfortable position.
e4 only if you can get f takes e4. Rook f1 wala bhi it's getting open. Then
Yeah.
it makes-
And he says now go e5 and the knight is trapped. Very interesting line because you see all squares are covered. 1, 2, 3. There are no squares
But
here.
there has to be some compensation. Once again, it doesn't seem like. Huh, Sagar? This position, find a way. There has to be something. नहीं नॉर्मली g5 ऐसा आता है बट इधर नहीं क्योंकि टेक्स है ना.
Yeah, this
What
is
is the move?
no, this is bad position. I mean, you can play
Where?
knight c6
It's not bad. That's what the
Take.
engine says.
and knight d4, and you can play this way.
Very complicated. Fine.
But it's not even coming, because after e4 I can take on e4. So yeah, but I think Vidit will go h5 here, and that is his fighting chance in this position. Everything else allows e4, after which white gets an advantage. Let's quickly have a look at one game which I thought people were saying there was a blunder in that game. It was the game between Fedoseev and Shirov. And going from the start very quickly, it was a Slav, then a semi-Slav, Queen d3 line, very not played very often. Bishop f4. What happened? b5, Queen a5, b4, knight b5, takes, Queen c2, knight d3, good move, Queen c4, Queen a4, Queen d4. So Shirov playing so risky chess. Queen c6, rook d8, bishop c7, rook c8.
But he seems prepared kind of.
Now he had to give up his rook
playing fast.
because his rook is trapped. So he took queen takes, bishop e7, a e3, queen e4, and this is close to winning position for Fedoseev.
Oh.
Yeah, his exchange up.
He'll just do long castle na later. He may not get into the short castle ideas.
Yeah.
So Fedoseev will win. Manish Panigre या सागर भाई, I bought chess tactics from scratch. Starting sub easy लग रहा है, but as you said yesterday, the moment to know there is a move is difficult. Where can I learn that moment?
I think the way in which I would say, in order to identify critical moments, a very good training is to take a game. And I have shown this before in one of my streams or in one of my videos as well. Just take any game of a good player on Mega Database or anywhere in some book and start saying that you are white and guess every move. So you say e4, you write it down, then you check whether he played e4 or not. If he played, give it a tick. Then opponent plays e5, that you can see, make the move. Now again think, knight f3, did he play knight f3? Give yourself a point. Same way, if you do that for a full game, there will be couple of critical moments and you will need to see if you are alert enough to see that.
By the way, Sagar, there is a move. Vidit did not play h5 here. Knight g6 he played. Guys, it's not a blunder. It may not be the best move, but it's not a blunder.
No, it's not a blunder. But Amruta, my first question is BD2 of course is possible, keeping everything under control. But what is your plan for e4? Because this is exactly what white has been trying for.
Yeah.
And now he's got it.
And I need to take on e4 because otherwise for e5 I need to create the possibility of going to.
But even if you go here, letting your opponent play e4 successfully is never a good idea.
Not at all.
So my
there has been some confusion for sure for black because when he played rook here itself, knight e7 was played, knight g3, and this knight is creating problem. And if you go back right now, he had this knight c2 idea. So knight e7 was very subtle. I would not say at that point you kind of understand that it is coming to this one. But
also kudos to Richard for finding knight g3.
Knight g3 is difficult.
Going back.
Very backward moves are often the moves which you kind of miss for sure.
And now White is thinking what to do here. So let's see, what does Richard Rapport do?
Gaurav KR says, hello Sagar, I work in Delhi Secretariat here. Me and my colleagues are big fan of Vidit. He is truly a gem player. Thanks for this live session.
Yeah, sure, we agree with you.
Nice. Srijan Shah says, Sagar sir, I am Srijan Shah and I am 12 years old. I want to improve chess and make a 2000 FIDE LO. Can you recommend some good books?
It depends, Srijan, what you are looking for. If you are looking for calculation, I would say go for Agard's books. If you are also looking for something to improve your overall chess knowledge, I would say Power Play series by Daniel King. Very good. Will make you quite strong. You can also go for Dvoretsky's books. Maybe slightly higher than your level, but you might find them useful.
And chess structures, pawn structure related or any pawn structure related books.
Yeah,
You can
and
check.
lastly, of course, you should have ChessBase and Mega Database, because you see how it helps to prepare even here in the game of Vidit Rapport. You immediately get to know that Vidit Aronian had happened in this line and I should avoid it.
Rakshit as for VD draw is a good result, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
with black and this should be good.
if he draws this game, I think he will keep a 1 point lead over the field still.
Any update on the contest of national championships?
Yes, we are working on it, and by tomorrow or day after, yeah, we will have the winners. We are trying to look at who got the right answers.
Sorry, Shashank, you're going for which class right now? Okay.
Let's
So
have a
he's
look.
thinking,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
thinking. Let's have a look at other games as
So
well.
right now we are expecting either e4 or bishop d2 from Rapport.
Yes.
But I think Rapport will choose bishop d2 because as much as he can delay e4 and play that same move in a better situation, why will he not?
I agree. I agree with you. I think BD2 might be the move, but we never know. Rapport is an active player. By the way, Andrekin and Sam Shanklin drew their game very quickly here. And Grishchuk and Etienne Bakro
They also
drew their game very quickly. That leaves now A group is done. B group, Anish and Harikrishna drew already, and Vitiugov and Tabatabaei. That's an important game there. I'll get something to drink.
Yes. Arnav says, can you suggest me some chess books? I am 1129 FIDE rated player. Yeah, build up your chess 1 would be a good book to start as well. There are some tactical books. Silman's Endgame and Silman's Reassess Your Chess would be very good. But you can even watch Sagar's series with improving your chess with the comedians. That would be really good. So,
By the way, Amruta,
yeah.
I want to share a very nice story with our viewers.
Okay.
Uh,
Shashank is going to teach Music of India ensemble. Sitar is taught and I teach about the rhythm and tabla aspects. Wow, that is amazing, Shashank.
Very cool.
We have a musician here. E4, D4, FE4, C. Rakshit asked a question. Actually, Sagar, this position, with this position, I would say it's pretty, there is a lot of variety. If you want to
He
try
played
to
E4. He
understand.
played E4.
Yeah, he played E4, D4, FE4, and the question is, Rakshit asks, why C5 is bad for black? Because it looks equal. So, we have to analyze the move C5. Okay, there is a pin here, so you cannot take D takes C5. So, B takes C5, B takes C5. And now a natural consideration, but which may not be the best, would be rook b7, Queen b7, dc5, and that exchange sacrifice would be very bad, right? Okay, so let's not consider it.
There are two
And
moves
d5
now.
and
D5,
d5.
D5 and bishop G5.
Oh, not e5.
E5 I don't see the point of it because I can go knight D5. So
And yeah. So d5.
D5.
But then I get the e5 square for the knight, right?
Yeah. But you should always be careful for a common move here. Let's see and whether our chat is able to find that idea, which is very common here, white to play. RJ says points VD needs to qualify for candidates. Love you guys. Thank you, RJ. Very difficult to say because it depends on other players like Nakamura, who is on 13, and Aronian, who is on 10. But if you think about it, he has to win this event. 16 points he will be on, and then he should try and hope that Aronian and Nakamura do not overtake him. Yes, here Amruta, the typical idea which happens a lot in these structures are rook takes f6, and our chat is right on the ball because after rook f6, gf6, the
structure is very
structure
bad.
is broken.
Yeah.
Knight sits here, attacks here. So this is a common idea, giving up such an exchange sacrifice of the knight in front of the king. And the right answer has been given by
Mudit, Ishpreet Singh, Arnav Kadam, Bondita Bhagwati, Ayushman Das, Nishant Esar, Anda Burger, Anand Tendulkar, Rushil Desai, and Sayandeep Ghosh.
right. So right now Vidit is thinking for his move, Amruta.
Yeah, so we analyze c5 and c5 is right now if he has to play that.
It's the only move it seems
Correct.
to me. Because other all it's like you're going to lose without a fight. Here c5 is like you're putting up a fight.
And we can say we are happy that Rapport did not go bishop d2 and take it a little slow because this is going to be more forcing now.
Yeah, but Amruta, just imagine like I take. Now there is pressure here.
Okay.
And I play bishop g5 putting pressure here.
So your threat is bishop f6 right now, correct?
Yes.
And what do I have? I have
Bishop f6, gf6 and knight h5 with a
4. So if I
huge-
take c takes d4 and try to win the d4 pawn, would that be very bad after bishop f6?
But I take,
gf6
take,
and
knight h5.
yeah, as you said, knight h5, bishop g7 maybe.
ugly. And now I have the knight coming here.
Oh, that f5 square also. So this is knight h. Fir bhi, let me try one or two more moves.
Knight h8.
No, knight h4.
Yeah, but take,
King takes.
check.
Yeah, and it's over because knight f6 aa raha. ठीक है, this is gone. Can't do this. So can't take c takes d4. And if I try to defend bishop g5 ko,
Yeah, you might have to play bishop e7.
bishop e7.
And then, yeah, it's not so
Now
simple.
also
Amruta.
same thing, na? Bishop
One
f6,
is
bishop
knight
f6, rook
f5
f5.
is very strong.
Okay.
Second is to take and take. Even this position after knight h5 is critical for.
The only thing is here I may get in the future queen g4 and those ideas.
Yes, but
King
right now,
h8
knight-
kilo right now.
But then 4 you will lose a rook.
It is difficult, no, to defend such a position.
Yeah.
So in such a structure, your 2-3 moves which may not be, really impacting an idea,
Yeah.
and then you just land up in a problem with white getting the central break.
By the way, Amruta, a very interesting move. c5, take, d5. We are looking at bishop g5, but
Correct.
d5. And now Rakshit says knight d5. Maybe not here, yeah, somewhere else.
After d5 by white, engine suggests knight d5. After c5, we take c5. Yeah, you are only queen d5. Because g2 pe mate hai.
And this
And
is also
d3 is
hanging.
hanging.
But you have knight f4. I thought you can
But
take.
yeah, bishop f4
And
ko
then you
queen d3.
take check first. And king moves.
Intermezzo aa gaya.
And now you take. And it seems like white is doing very well here.
Yeah, just because of bishop h7.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, Vidit goes for rook e7. This is maybe, did he slip the
Is it a
piece or
blunder
what?
or something?
Yeah, completely. I think he can. Did he play that because it just allows bishop g5?
Bishop b7 खेलना था क्या उसको?
नहीं, it's mouse slip थोड़ी ना होगा उधर.
Mouse slip नहीं, but many times we are thinking of something and you play something else इसके लिए. What is rook e6? Rook e6 आया. हाँ, it was a mistake in the position.
Rook e6.
Okay, it's a better move than rook
But
e7.
it's still not good, no?
Still not the
Because
best.
you are
but
anyway
let's
allowing.
consider a practical defense. अगर you have defended your f6 knight right now, is d5 a problem? First question, because you are attacking the rook.
Yeah, and the idea might be to just put the rook on e5 and then.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he attacks here and tries to win this, we don't move. We can just play like this, and then suppose you take, you can take with the knight. You can put my bishop here, and I mean, black has the dark square blockade. But you know, Amrita, in every line, this is coming. Every single line, like here, d5, rook moves, rook takes f6, boom, g takes f6, and knight h5.
What I would hope is for Rapport, for every single line, trying to calculate rook f6 and not playing it, and then using a lot of his time.
Yeah. You know, guys, rook e6 is not a blunder, but it gives white time. And here, this is exactly not what Vidit has. He had to break with c5. He has given now white so much time. White can go d5. White can go rook takes bishop g5. Followed by rook takes f6 here. So, I mean, white has a lot of play. Now, Amrita, going to that story which I wanted to share.
Story?
So, you know, right now the nationals were going on.
Correct.
And we had these two youngsters.
Oh, Illam.
And yes, on the chat might recognize the little guy from the right, Ilam Parthi. And on left is Arnav Maheshwari. They are both from Tamil Nadu, and they are Arnav is 14 years old and Ilam Parthi is 12 years old. By the way, Ilam Parthi gained 110 ELO points. So guys, we have a YouTube fund for him in June, and you remember we had collected above 1 lakh of rupees. He was also given a laptop by Krunal, and that fund we have kept with us, and you know, till he starts playing tournament. So now that he played tournament, we are giving him the funds, I mean reimbursing that. So the important thing here is that Ilam Parthi and this boy, they traveled alone from Chennai. They went to Lucknow, and Lucknow they took a bus, and then they went to Kanpur. And all of this was done by these two boys, no one else.
Baapre.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just goes to show how
too good. That is brave also of their parents, because you know, to trust them that they can do this experience was such a learning. I mean, wow. I can imagine at 25 they are saying, you know, my first experience when I traveled alone, I was 12.
Yeah. And this is the beauty about chess, that you get to travel and you get to travel alone. So I would say that chess, many times people think is only a game, but it's actually life. You know, you get all these experiences, you get to travel, you get to meet people, make new friends. So many things you learn.
Rakshit says Arnav Maheshwari, I have always got adopted by Arnav.
Yeah, he's very good actually.
Wow.
So now rook e6 has been played by Vidit, and Richard Rapport knows that he's better. He's just looking at which is the move. So let's imagine you go d5, rook e5, and we were discussing, right, this giving up an exchange. This might be the best for Vidit. Actually, best case scenario I would say is this one.
But then slow poisoning, because slowly white will bring his rook on c1. your c7 is weak.
Yeah,
He
I'll
will
put
go
my
bishop
bishop here.
d6. He will go knight f5. Then he will take the bishop.
Yeah.
Then he gets the entry on c7.
I mean, if I can somehow get g6 in this position, remove the knight, could be that black can hold on because of the dark square blockade, but it looks very tough. And the other thing is that instead of d5, he can also play a move like bishop g5, but he decides to put the bishop from the other side, Amruta. He plays bishop b2.
Acha, instead of d5. So right now, if he goes d5, I mean, if he threatens d5 it's the same way. So black has some defense.
Yeah, I think this something, whenever the bishop moves from here, it stops controlling these squares. So here black can take advantage most particularly of this square.
So Sagar, those ideas when you showed for d5, knight takes d5, e d5, queen d5, knight f4. Those ideas may not work anymore.
Possible.
So is c5 coming? Abhi?
Sorry?
c5.
C5, maybe d5. No, that's what he wants. So
But-
here,
Acha.
the move that I was looking for is knight g4, and that is exactly what Vidit has played.
Oh.
Well done, guys, all those who found this move.
With the idea of knight e3, fork.
Yeah, there is a big fork here, and the move had been found by few people.
Iqbal Mustafa, Vibrant Vidit, Arman Singh, Dr. Anand, Aditya Jain, Anda Burger, and Prashant.
So now knight g4, and Richard goes queen b3.
Oh, they're playing fast. Vidit has 8 minutes and how many moves? 16 moves.
Yeah,
So it's like 1 minute, 2 moves. But
30
seconds
yeah, 30
added,
seconds per move.
Hmm. Queen b3.
Now this is a threat for sure. So can we go in, Amruta?
Right now. But what about rook f3?
True.
Because now knight g2 mara hai, to he point hai. Otherwise,
Yeah, this knight in kabaddi terms has gone inside the camp opponents and is trying to touch something, but
pair
no one
pakada
is no one is letting him touch, and he's going to have to
Nice.
go back without any raid.
so knight e3 is just a one move threat, doesn't work. I would consider a move like rook f6 actually. Rook f6 or even knight
Exchanging
h4.
pieces, right?
Even knight h4 I would consider because wo g2 pe now knight e3 is a super threat.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I love this position for black.
Well, but if I go d5, it just blocks your
Bishop.
yeah.
And if I go rook g6
Rook
or rook
h6.
h6, oh crazy Sagar!
Impossible.
Too many attacking possibilities. I thought don't even understand why the bar is not understanding.
Oh, bishop c1 might be there, and the rook is trapped.
Okay, bar is understanding.
Yeah.
Avik Bose super chats and says tremendous start for Vidit. Fingers crossed कर करके उंगली दर्द हो रहा है हो गया. Does he have any chance of winning this? Getting really emotional about this match.
No, this game I think Vidit is in big trouble. If he gets a draw, that would already be an achievement. He went for the move b5, Amruta. I don't understand this move so clearly, but I think the idea is that after d5, maybe you want to use this for your rook.
But then bishop d4 आएगा.
Yeah, I don't know why b5. Do you understand the move b5?
Yeah, bishop c4 stop किया उसने because f7 पे threat है. So the game actually practically जो बोर्ड पे चल रहा है ना माइंड के लिए वो अलग ही चल रहा है. It's completely different. So bishop c4 is and bishop f7 is a very direct threat now. How do you stop? Suppose you don't play b5. How do you stop? Right? In fact, we were analyzing a move like knight h4. जहाँ पे why not bishop c4 is also a question. Why did we okay? Because black has rook f6. That's why it was not working. And rook f6 is also possible here. So that also I don't understand why he would not consider. B5 matlab he stopped his C5 idea forever. That's what it looks like. Let's see if white goes D5 right now. Where should the rook go? Rook B6 or rook E8? Yeah, rook E8, and the position is very fine because nothing immediate is happening. Even if you go knight f5, this is very well defended, and the knight will come to e5, so everything will be stopped. So this should be a fine position for black. That's why what Rapport played is bishop c2 here. So he played bishop c2 and moved his bishop from all the ideas of pin anyway. That's a very, very difficult move to consider. Very subtle. And how should Vidit continue here is the important question. Not easy. Rook e8. C6 says Pranav Jha here. So if you go C6, now white is maybe threatening the move knight F4, attacking the rook. And if you take on F4, then rook F4, and this knight is facing some issues. Let's say you go back, then the other rook comes to F1, and here there's a very strong pressure on F7 as well. At any point of time, the queen is going to move, and this bishop is going to be unstoppable on this diagonal. So bishop c2 is really an amazing idea.
He played it?
Yeah, he played bishop c2. It's not easy, right, Sagar, at this point?
No.
Bishop c2. So Rapport has again made such a backward move when it was just not needed, when there are so many other options. And the idea, now that I understand, is one of the ideas is in future getting bishop to b3. So by hook or by crook, wanting it on this diagonal. The other thing is...
Also queen f3 maybe?
The other thing is going knight f4, exchanging the knight on g6, getting this rook. So the whole thing is about f7 right now.
That's why I was thinking queen b3, so that bishop, queen f3, so that bishop can go to b3.
Yeah, but you want a queen in front of rook? Should be fine as well. He played rook c6.
Yeah, maybe queen f3, then there is rook f6. Yeah.
Okay, so now this is, I mean, moving the queen has been prevented. c2 will be hanging.
Actually, Vidit...
Yeah, but the pieces are not very well placed because the coordination is in trouble.
Vidit is like वो रहता ना कि you get महीने का salary and then you have to pay your rent, then you have to pay for your food, then you have to pay for this. You are left with nothing. That's kind of the position, you know. He's just living.
Saving.
He's just living hand to
edge
mouth.
पे. Everything is on edge.
Like अभी इसको अटैक करो, फिर वो बचाएगा, then find something else.
So Abhi, now that you understand the position, as of now, it would still be a better way to maybe go h5, even if it was not the best, because you are also counter-attacking, and there is some dynamic. But all of it, of course, in hindsight.
Yeah.
Once you see such a position, only then.
I mean, the main thing is that it's like Vidit is super tired right now as a warrior. If you think about it as a sword fight, then he's super tired. His opponent is like in position, and Vidit is slashing like here and there, and the opponent only has to take care not to get hurt. So if Vidit can strike somehow, because time pressure is coming, Amruta.
6 minutes.
6
Yeah.
minutes for Vidit, 14 for Rapport, and 14 moves to make. So mistakes can happen. The position has enough juice for both sides to go wrong.
That is the whole point.
Like this knight can come here, suddenly this is under pressure, then the bishop is looking here,
Yeah.
some sacrifice could happen.
I mean, one or two bad moves by Rapport and really the game could flip. Because of that central pawn weaknesses suddenly.
Yeah.
H2, G2 sudden weakness. That's true. That's true. Rishi Venkatraman asked, should black sack the rook for the bishop? Should black sack the rook for the bishop? So after rook c6, in future to consider.
Let's say I go rook c1.
So knight f5, let's say.
Yeah, knight f5. But if you take Amruta, take. The main thing is you need squares for your pieces. So let's say if the pawn is pushed here, like imagine such a scenario where he pushes this, then for sure do it. By all means do this and come here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting 93.
Achha.
But even if that wasn't there, then if you get like some squares, you can even play it.
Correct.
But rook c6 has this idea, yeah, Amruta, brutal. Takes, 93, and Vidit is better now. Because now you have managed to exchange a few things. And here a typical move, guys, black to play. What would you play?
क्या कर रहे हो? हाँ?
हाँ?
क्या खा रहे हो?
चला
हाँ? खाना तो खाया ना?
वो नींद आ रहा था ना, तो इसके लिए खाना से नींद उड़ जाता है. Yes, very good, guys.
रक्षित ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है.
Yeah, we'll...
After you show this variation, we'll see that variation.
C6, yaar, chat, amazing. Good job. C6 is the move. ये बिशप को एक्टिवेट करना है. That's the right move and the move.
Wow. Vaishnav PT, Shivam Jadhav, Chess is more than fun. Lucy the Axe, Mamba, Deepak Kumar, Mithilesh Naik, Sanket Dhakal, Chess Bro, Divyansh. Yeah, C6 is a very nice positional break. Must question पूछा.
So
Rakshit ने पूछा था, can white play H3? Let's say H3, knight F6.
no, H3 the same concept.
Knight
Yeah, rook
F6.
C2.
अच्छा, already rook C2.
That was the plan. Rook C2 and knight E3. That's his idea. So that's why Rapport has played knight F5.
Yeah,
And now
knight
rook
F5
C2,
good.
queen C2, knight E3 cannot come because the knight controls that square.
Yeah.
Charas nahi, guys. I said chana zor garam. This is the live position.
So knight F5 को, if I want to...
Look at Vidit. Rook E8. Vidit is like एकदम मतलब
calm.
Yeah, like Black Lotus, full. He's like कि कुछ there's no problem, guys. I'm just
नहीं,
moving
he's
my...
like problem भी है तो भी क्या? I can stay calm at least.
True.
That's
But
the whole point.
you know, now this knight will connect with this knight. That is what he did. See, and Rapport, beautiful. You know, Rapport के हाथों में जादू है. You know, like when someone cooks really well, you can take their hand and say your hands have magic. You know, because they cook very well. Same way when grandmasters move their pieces so calmly and nicely, and they understand and they stop opponents' plans and they further their own plans and know they take care of their weaknesses, it feels like you want to kind of kiss their hands and say, wow, what beautiful play.
Wow. So you really love White's play overall.
Yeah.
I think one move has definitely made me his fan. Bishop C2.
हाँ.
कुछ भी बोल. Bishop C2
At
in
that
that
time I went to take that
हाँ.
thing. So, I don't know.
So you missed it.
Why was it? What was the point of Bishop C2?
Because imagine there are so many possibilities here.
Suppose I go Rook C1. Why is that a bad move?
It may not be the... Oh, it is a bad move.
Because of knight E5. So the main point is knight E5 was a threat. And now if I go back, then knight C4.
तो B5 के वजह से हो रहा है.
So the main, Amruta, the main threat over here was that this bishop is under pressure, so knight e5 and knight c4.
हाँ, तो he went bishop c2. So it was
Prophylaxis
obvious.
भी था.
हाँ.
वही ना, मतलब they are able to understand. No, it's the main thing is that this position is slowly getting out of hand for Vidit because his opponent is strangling him. You know, like imagine that there is a plot of land and it is divided between two brothers. One brother gets 500 square feet, the other brother also gets 500 square feet. Then the then one brother says, can I take like 100 square feet from you because I need it for my kids and all. So that other brother is single and he says, okay, fine, take it. And then he has 400 and this guy has 600. Then he brings a dog to his house and all. He says, can I take another 100? He's like, okay, take. Then he has 700. That guy has 300. Then he brings, like more children and not bring, like he gets more. And then finally that guy has 100. He has 900. Then this guy wants to get married who has 100. And then he does get, but then he has like a lot of people in only 100. So this is,
फूट की कहानी.
look at this. I mean, it's just,
God. How many? I'm sure how many people would have understood this 100 square feet.
yeah. No, 100 square feet, 900.
10-year-old
And
is
now
not
look-
going to understand 100 square feet.
But look at this. Vidit now is fighting for 5 square feet here with a5. Because, I mean, this is just.
Though this, the bar says this is over. The position, if you will not see the bar, doesn't look like it's over. It
What?
just seems like
What?
this.
What doesn't seem over? Two central pawns, two beautiful bishops, knight on f5. Kasparov used to say knight is beautifully positioned on f5. Rook on open file. Other knight ready to jump to here.
Materially, because still it is equal, and that gives black a possibility to give a sacrifice.
I'm
and
sure that-
kind of hold it in some way.
I'm sure that you are saying this because kind of all the minor pieces and major pieces are on the board.
Correct.
So because of this, mistakes can happen.
Right.
I agree with that.
And also because of time
So,
pressure.
threat now could be a4. So that the queen has to move and then maybe you can take this.
Rakshit says, who says Sagar sir cannot play comedians on board? Hi, yaar.
Yeah.
Shivshom says dream position for white.
Yeah. It's just like sometimes when you have more space, you have to be careful. जैसे अगर घर में बहुत बड़ा घर है, कहीं से भी लीकेज हो सकता है ना, that way you have to be careful. But if you take care of everything like Rapport is doing, Bishop d3. Rapport is so careful. Now he brings his bishop again because now knight e5 is not a threat. You take, this is not hanging. Vidit can come back to d8, hoping for this here and here. But now it doesn't seem like he can just go bishop e2. He will not allow you. This is what Rapport has been doing beautifully in this game. And without Amruta being even one pawn down, the engines are saying +5 for white. +5 is like rook down.
That's the whole point. Like if you would have shown this position without any evaluation, it's
Yeah.
very hard to still assess it as such a huge advantage. I mean,
Exactly.
Rakshit says even if you give black one free move here, white will still be better. That's
Anas,
the power of the position.
true.
Yeah.
And Anas Khan asks, is like every possible is there any possible scenario hypothetically that Vidit can save? I doubt, yeah, Amruta.
नहीं, hypothetically तो
क्या?
बहुत सारे situations है
कौन
ना.
सा? Try to make one blunder for white in this position.
I mean समय नहीं है, but I'll try to replace him. Bishop d3, black to play है ना अभी.
हाँ. Make a move whereby some blunder is
So there was a suggestion, but h5 को knight h5 आ रहा है.
Hmm.
So you can't do this.
I don't even see a move. Rook e6.
a4 भी है ना, 1 second. Maybe rook a6. Suppose I go just. Oh, it's too bad.
Just, I mean, when you start.
Now I'll tell white's move. ठीक है? White naturally क्या खेलेगा guys? Which move white will play?
इधर.
हाँ, मतलब blunder ना, kind of a bad move.
You are asking people to find bad move now.
ठीक है, Queen F7 नहीं. But नहीं, naturally, what will you play here? Like, suppose I make a waiting move, okay, just to check.
It should also be better. It's still better. You made a very illogical move. It's still better.
हाँ, ठीक है. तो हो सकता है. Hypothetically, with illogical move, it's possible. But he's not going to play illogically. So realistically, it's not possible.
Vidit came back with his rook to e6. And maybe he's
Tough
looking for an
position.
exchange sack, Amruta.
Now bishop e4,
Yeah.
knight e4, bishop e4, rook e4.
So let's say you take here. I take this.
With the pawn on a5, this cannot work. Na?
Yeah, true.
Also, what you're getting in return is a knight, not even a bishop. Yeah, bc1.
What's wrong about pawn a4, Saptarshi? Saptarshi, a4 is just releasing the tension. Let's say here, I go queen d1. Now what did you achieve? You got the pawn here. Yeah, you got some space in the side of the plot which is just completely irrelevant here. Main fight which is going to happen here, white is just simply dominating.
फिर भी I understand everything that positionally this is lost. Positionally this is lost. And that is the reason I keep this tactically. You have some hope.
Now
I would
look,
not say 100%.
now look, because this pawn is hanging, you have to play c6.
Correct.
And then this bishop says, भाई मैंने क्या गलती की है?
मुझे क्यों तोड़ा?
हाँ.
True. Where would you say was the biggest subtle mistake? Because there was no direct mistake, okay? There was subtle. Which, like, one mistake I would say would be knight e7. Because knight f5 आने ही वाला.
Or I would say here at least h5.
Yeah,
Not because
but instead
because
of
you don't have
knight
e4.
e7, because knight e7 does nothing, no?
No, but the knight on f5 was strong and I wanted to remove it from here.
No, but you don't need to. You need your knight on g6.
But then knight is strong here. So I
So
went...
one is c5 here.
No,
like
you
one
went-
was
you
c5.
go back here, knight g3 and I play h5. And I think black is in the game here.
Yeah, this is possible.
He goes e5.
Rapport blunder.
I mean, mistakes can happen always from any players. That's for sure. And Rapport can make an error. It's not impossible, but here looks very unlikely.
e5. But you know what? If there can be one sacrifice where you win the e5 and d4 pawns, and let's say you're giving your knight,
But you have already lost one pawn.
this pawn I think you should not have lost. Yeah.
That was I think a split second decision. And look at Vidit's time, 1 minute. And he has to still make 10 moves.
Rakshita, c5 very natural now.
Bishop b5, what?
c5.
Yeah, but
bishop
bishop
b5.
It's a free pawn. No, it's not easy to find even one playable move. Because now this...
Knight e5 is the only move I'll consider of playing. This g6 knight. It doesn't matter, it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I mean, white is better here.
Better to he is, even without it.
But look at Vidit, only 10 seconds left now. I don't know, yesterday the clocks were a little bit...
Sunay says this
it
hurts so much. I thought he would draw based on his form.
Yes, I think Rapport chose a very smart opening, basically. Bishop e7, just 2 seconds were left there. And sometimes when how much time you take can also show what is your mindset like. What about h3 now? Because the knight has no square here, no square here, no square here. Has to go back. And then I can take and spoil your structure.
Shivsom says, luckily, VD will still be in joint lead. If he can get a win in the next two, then things can get good again.
Sure.
Yeah, that is for sure.
I mean,
Also,
if Vidit was asked at the start of the tournament if you would take 2 out of 3 as your score after first 3 games, he would have said, yeah, sure.
no, also, Sagar, there are certain opponents with whom you don't have the best score. So sometimes it is more of that psychology plus this as well. So in the next rounds, who will he be playing with? Same players, yeah.
He will start with Shirov, but he will have 2 blacks and 1 white.
He's played knight h5. So g7, how do you defend? Bishop f8 looks like the only move.
But the bishop came from f8 to e7.
Yeah, but right now you need to defend, right? What other choice do you have?
How about knight h4? Let's say you take here.
He play c5 idea है क्या in future?
ये भी मर रहा है. He went back.
Yeah,
Vidit is just hoping against hope that this position.
Yeah, sit calmly at least, you know.
But now Amrita h3 is losing material. h3, you have to go to h6.
Oh.
Take.
No, so you will have to take on e5. I mean, that is a better way to continue. He played h3.
No, he isn't. Yeah, he played now. He
So
played it. Okay, if you take, and now?
Knight takes c5, no? Now my idea, yeah. Rook e5. Don't forget one idea. If your knight on f5 is not present.
Yeah, no. If your queen is not
if
present.
my c5 is there, then there is queen h3 check.
But before that, I kill your queen.
Takes. Oof. What did he play? He played something. This has happened. He played knight h6.
He played h3. Knight h6 happened. He took. Knight f6 happened. Rook f6, rook f6. So, you know that वो रहता है ना, क्यों ना इस दोस्ती को रिश्तेदारी में बदल दे. जैसे क्यों ना इस एडवांटेज को, पोजिशनल एडवांटेज को मटीरियल एडवांटेज में बदल दे. So finally he has managed to convert the positional advantage into a material advantage.
Yeah, वो a5 का pawn. If literally that a pawn would be on a6, this could have been fine or no?
Now rook d6.
Rook d6. Not any compensation also, right? It was a very difficult game. This would be a very tough thing, you know, for his mind.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure that
after such a beautiful game yesterday, you are expecting yourself to be in some kind of a form. And today when you lose in somewhere, but it's not a bad game. It's more like the opening.
I think Vidit struggles with this setup.
Yeah.
Basically, this setup of when his pawn is on d5 and he has to take this setup, and then white has more flexibility.
Because there, you know, he has to be dynamic. Like he has to go for those ideas, and that has to suit his style.
Maybe it's something that he will work on. As a very subtle problem that he faces. You know, he has to maybe sit down and work on it for a few days, and it can help him a lot. Of course, we are no experts, by the way, guys. We are just trying to
not at all.
Speak what we understand, which is much less than with it, of course. But I do think that after what I saw against Levon, and also what I'm seeing here, uh, Vidit missed a lot of chances in those setups, you know.
What if queen d5? Then you will lose the b5 pawn after takes. Shivshom says, however, this should raise an alarm to ED and his team, which surely will. Otherwise, he has two blacks in the next three, and people can use it against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after one game they will always rectify and understand, right, where they went wrong.
Yeah, they'll try to. I mean, it all depends on how big Vidit's team is, how many people are helping him. You know, that's also a big thing. It then all boils down to, do you have a sponsor? And so I have no idea how big his team is.
So people who had asked c5 with the idea of queen takes h3. The
But bishop
problem is
b5.
after bishop b5, you defend as well.
Yeah.
So that's why it doesn't work. What happened? Yeah. Rook b8. Bishop e4.
Yeah, Richard Rapport just not putting a foot wrong here. He's just playing beautifully. c5.
How many moves are left still? Last 2 or 3, na?
36, 37, 3 moves. Second.
Okay. He's definitely going to capture here. There might be one intermezzo and then you will capture it back. But yeah, that has happened. Bishop b7, c4, queen f3, and now rook takes b7. This knight is wanting to come to h4. There's no doubt, but now the pressure, whatever ideas with g2, h3 were there, after the exchange of this bishop, they're not there anymore. And this was the final 40th move, bishop c3. Last move for Vidit, he has 2 more minutes. Materially, if you count, black has 5 pawns and white has 6 pawns. So materially, white is a pawn up. And if you count exchange also, exchange and a pawn up, this passer is also blocked.
Oh, he resigned.
Oh yeah, because it's nothing, no?
Yeah.
And at least he can conserve the energy. So in a way, it's a better decision because tomorrow's game he can. Okay, it's a little sad for him because the mistake was very subtle. It was like you can't really understand which point exactly, 100%.
But
That's
also,
why it would be a bit sad.
I think 2 out of 3 is a decent score.
Yeah.
Now you have Shirov to play with black, and Vidit would want to,
Correct.
score there. That would be an interesting game tomorrow. Also, Harikrishna, by the way, who was not in the best form, today drew with Anish Giri. So that's a big result. So now the Vidit's group is kind of opened up because Fedoseev beat Shirov. So he moves to 1.5. Shirov is on half. And Vidit on 2 and Rapport on 2. So that's a...
Yeah, it's becoming more and more competitive.
But that's how it is, guys. I think we'll end today.
Yeah.
Amruta?
Yeah.
I know.
Arnab Goswami, thank you for your super chat. Yes, we will end today. It has been a long, hectic day
Yeah, it has been a...
for Sagar.
It has been a long day, but just to wrap up today's day, I think Rapport played really well, Amruta. I must say that I was impressed by the way in which he won today.
Yes.
And very classy game. Shows why he's top 10 in the world.
Yeah.
And also Hari showed some decent opening prep, but also Anish should be very happy because if you think about Anish,
Yeah, with black, he
yeah,
saved
he's
so
on
much energy.
two out of two, and then he makes a quite a easy draw because he plays like how many moves? He plays a game of 35 moves, out of which he knew until move number 21. So he had to make only 15 moves. So that's the thing which these top guys are really good at. When they are in must win, they are able to play positions where there is a lot of fire and they can keep playing. And when they want to draw, they can go into theoretical battle. So it's something for all of us to learn and learn from these top players. And thank you all
Yes.
for being here, for enjoying this commentary. As always, there are links in the description. Today is the last day for our Women's Day hamper that has been put up by Vedika's chocolates. So please do check it out. It's the first link in the description. You can get chocolates, you can get pendants, you can also get a handwritten note. You also get that. All of that for Women's Day special hamper. And apart from that, in the chat, in the description, if you check, the second link is Chess Course by Praful Zaveri. Those books, anyone who wants to learn chess from
Lalit
scratch.
Kumar asks, I'm not a FIDE rated player, but my rating on Leeches is Rapid 2116 and Blitz 2007. Please suggest me some books to improve my game and rating.
Maybe you should try, if you have never seen Endgames, then Silman's Endgame course plus 100 Endgames you must know. I think these two would be very good.
Woodpecker, how is it?
Yeah, Woodpecker method is also
For
good.
classics, send this together, it will be useful.
Woodpecker method would be good. And
yeah,
you can
100
share.
Endgames would be really good. It has a workbook also, no?
Yeah. So the first link is Women's Day hamper of Vedika's chocolate. Second link is Chess Course by Praful Zaveri. Third link is ChessBase 16 and Mega Database. Fourth is our premium chess set, which anyone who wants a chess set can get it. And for all the people who are asking ki wooden chess set kab aayega, we are working on it, guys, and we would love to introduce it soon. So hopefully we'll get good quality in a good price. And
Rakshit Singh says 880k.
oh, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it has been a good spurt for us in the last few days, and hopefully we can reach 900k in the next week or two, and then eventually 1 million. 1 million would be like a dream come true.
Yeah,
But let's
not
see.
easy, but
Step by step.
one final thing, Sayan says I have Dvoretzky Endgame manual, but I don't touch it.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I had many books which I never touched, but when the right time comes and you open it, you really enjoy it. It's a good book to have. There are some books which you should have, and Dvoretzky's Endgame manual is one of them. When you will be in the right frame
No,
of
but
mind.
even if, you know, certain books, even if they're very tough, let's just say, what you can definitely do is just open a random position, try to think for limited time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just see the answer, just try to understand. And after a few positions you see like this, you will slowly be able to think better on those things. So it's not like you can't solve them at all or they are useless for you. Just the method of learning from them would be a little different.
Correct.
Okay. So what we can anyway do from tomorrow is maybe we add one link for a specific rating. What is our suggestion for the day, that book of the day?
Okay,
Maybe tomorrow we could try. But right now
tomorrow you can try, and then she'll forget it, and then she'll tell me, did you do it? So I've told her already, you do it.
So you want to sleep right now on the screen?
No.
It will. It can be the longest.
No, I think there is an interview that has been done with Arjun, which we have to publish. So I'll get to it, and you guys, if you do get to see Arjun's video in the next 30 minutes, then do write in some good comments for Arjun in the comment section. He's the national champion of India at the age of 18. He has won Tata Steel Challengers, is closing in on 2700, is only 29 elo points away from it. What a brilliant talent. And yeah, we'll put that up. So until then, guys, take care. Bye bye. See you.